Hello everybody and welcome back. In the Protestant Church there are of course many denominations and all are most welcome to become involved in the Church Candle Challenge. I also sincerely hope that Catholic churches will become involved and that we can all work together to change things for the better. Of course, it would be perfect if every church in every parish upcycled candles. More realistically, I think the parish church will become the hub, the collection point and hive of activity, simply because of its size, the number of people in the congregation and the availability of surplus wax. That doesn't mean that smaller churches that don't use many candles and churches that aren't open all the time can't be fully engaged. Candles and containers gathered from these smaller congregations and their communities to be donated will be of huge value. If enough wax is collected, some could be supplied to candle makers in smaller churches, and newly made candles in the hub churches could be given to the smaller churches. We're living in a beautiful world, but it needs our help. The problem is that the candle economy, which is worth billions of pounds and is growing rapidly, lends itself to sustaining and increasing the throwaway mentality that's rife in our society. Of course, many manufacturers are happy that landfill sites are being filled with candle wax and containers. The more we throw away, the more money they make. We've seen the tea lights in which it's obvious that the wrong size wick is deliberately being used. Clearly, it's time to do something about these issues. To reiterate the many opportunities to become involved, you may wish to make candles. You may wish to collect old candles and containers from family, friends and the local community, and you could help by removing wax and cleaning containers that can be used again or be recycled. I believe our churches are in a unique position to make a real difference. As I mentioned before, the materials and structure to make this a huge success are already available and in place, and it seems to me that it's entirely appropriate that given the symbolism of the candle in our faith, the materials freely available to us are renewed and given new life. Collectively, our congregations add up to a massive resource, and a small effort multiplied by people in thousands of churches will lead to significant benefits for both the environment and people who desperately need our help. I used to think that subscribing to a YouTube channel meant that you had to pay for the privilege. Of course it doesn't. It simply means that a communication link is set up. For that reason, please subscribe. It would be wonderful to know that what we're doing in our parish is being emulated throughout the land, and to collate how many of you are involved. Please let me know if your church becomes a hub where candles are made or becomes a hub supplier. And also let me know how you're getting on. I'm sure many of you will have watched the videos and thought, what on earth is he doing now? Well, now's your chance to have a go and come up with new or better ways to improve on my efforts, which I'm sure you can do, that we can all share. This would be particularly beneficial in regards to exchanging information about how we can go about upcycling fragrance candles, as mentioned previously. It might be hard to believe that all the mishaps I've had are true, but believe me, they are, which is the reason I've gone grey. But nothing ventured, nothing gained. I hope my relaying these will save you some time from getting in a mess, banishment and some pain, and that you too will have as much fun as I have. I've got some ideas for the future, including making different types of candles and, with the church's blessing, organising collection points for wax and containers. I'm sure you too can come up with some ideas as well. Just remember, if a clumsy, accident-prone, retired sportsman and sometime rock drummer with no experience of doing crafts can do this, so can you. Jesus is the guiding light in our lives, and I'm sure that he would wish us to play our part in taking care of our amazing planet and in lighting up people's lives. with the Church Candle Challenge, we have a great opportunity to do both. Thank you and good luck.